welcome back to Sensibly Frugal Living. Today I have a day in the life video for you, a frugal day in the life video. And to start this day I got a load of washing in and I did this on my off-peak tariff early in the morning. I also hung all the school uniforms up to dry, so hopefully they'll be dry by Monday. If they're not, they will be mostly dry, so it will take much less time in the tumble dryer. Our heating is electric. We have electric storage heaters, so other than that the laundry is the next biggest cost, next biggest energy guzzler. So getting any washing and any tumble drying done on off-peak tariff is a must for us, so it's a good job I'm an early riser so I can get this done, and it also keeps me in a routine to keep on top of the laundry. So here's everyone's dry laundry ready to be put away. On this day I knew I had to get the fresh produce that was on the turn in the freezer. I don't like food waste, I can't afford food waste, and everything will be used. The bananas I tend to use in banana ice cream or in making breakfast lollies. I actually make breakfast lollies later on in this video. I keep a ripe banana aside for that, and all I do is break them up and freeze them in little freezer bags. The spinach we freeze, and that also goes into smoothies or breakfast lollies. My children are very happy to eat it in the breakfast lollies. And as for the sprouts, these are actually left over from Christmas, so they've hung on very well in the fridge. I just cut the bottoms off. Normally you're advised to blanch sprouts and vegetables like carrots and stuff. I do for carrots, I do for potatoes, but I just don't bother for sprouts. They seem fine, the texture isn't really changed. Obviously do what your preference, what's best for you, but I literally just chop the bottoms off and pop them in the freezer. It's only myself and my husband that eat the sprouts, so we're not fussed that they haven't been blanched, and I only bag up 2 portions per bag, so it's the right amount for us. The same goes for the spinach. I only bag up what I need for, say, a smoothie recipe or for the breakfast lollies. If I was going to be cooking with the spinach that I'm freezing, I would make sure I chop the stalks off. But as these are going through the food processor, I don't bother. It's just extra time that I can save, so nobody notices the stalks when they're all blitzed up. This was only a 10-minute job. I kept putting it off, but you know, I couldn't waste the food, so this has saved me money and just took 10 minutes of my time, so nothing at all really. Here I am sorting out my soft plastics for recycling. I go to Tesco's later in this video to do some recycling. I save my soft plastics because our local recycling, the council, do not take soft plastics. They take only hard plastics, so I do this because most supermarkets will have a soft plastics recycling cage in their foyer. I've been asked about this before when I've said about this in videos, and I know different areas will recycle different items, so in Cornwall where I live they don't recycle the soft plastics. And here's the food that I've saved from the bin, and it's going to go in my freezer to stock up my freezer a little bit. Now onto the breakfast lollies that I've said so much about already. That's a bag of spinach that I've frozen previously, bananas I'd frozen previously, and I've got the ripe banana there that I've put aside. I have 2 oranges that are a bit dry, but they're absolutely perfectly fine to be blended. So I add everything in, a bit of natural yogurt, Greek yogurt, some milk, a good amount of milk. You can judge how thick you like the consistency you want for your lollies as you go along, and everything just gets blitzed up. And I've got these lollipop molds. They're not expensive. I think I bought them at the end of summer for £1.50 each, and they work just fine. And like I said, we call these breakfast lollies because my children like to have them for breakfast. My youngest is 6, so he thinks it's a real treat that he can have a lollipop for breakfast. He knows it's got spinach in it. He's not in the dark about what's in it, and he says it's yummy. He's quite happy to eat it. And there was a little bit of leftovers which my 6-year-old actually wanted to drink like a smoothie, and I'm not going to say no when it's healthy. So here's the recycling that I've got to take to Tesco's. 2 bags of soft plastic and plastic film recycling that would otherwise end up in the bin. And I also have my food donations that I need to take to the food bank that I cleared out of the cupboards. So this is my day off and I'm getting all my little jobs done. This day was actually when Storm Herminia hit and it was super windy, but I thought, right, I'm going to get everything done in one go, so if I get caught in the rain, I'm wet once. I use these bags that come with the Tesco grocery order to keep my soft plastics in, and I just pop them behind my food recycling caddy. It's not the best, but it's out of the way, and at least I'm doing my recycling, right? My final errand was to get to the library to drop a book back before the storm worsened. I was also looking out for some cross-stitch pattern books, but they didn't have any, and I refrained from picking up any free books from the shelf of withdrawn books. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video.